What Lonzo thinks is a wide-ranging, free-flowing discussion where I offer up my unsolicited opinion on everything from movies, television, sports, religion, politics, pop culture, you name it. If it's happening, I'm talking about it. Unsolicited, you don't care, but I care, so I talk about it. All right, next on my PrinCe reviews is Rave Un2 The Joy Fantastic. It was released on November 2nd, 1999. Now, this release actually followed The Vault, Old Friends for Sale. Chronologically, it does, at least. But I refuse to review that album, Old Friends for Sale, because it was a dump that PrinCe did not even bother to promote. And I really don't view it as a legitimate release, as Warner Brothers just kind of dumped it on us with no fanfare, no promotion, nothing, just to kind of fulfill his contractual obligation. So to me, that album is persona non grata, even though it does contain a song that I really like and still listen to this day, which is 5 Women. I'll review 5 Women, but I won't review the album because I bought it, I listened to it a few times, and then I trashed it. Well, I didn't trash it, I still have it, but I really don't consider it as part of the official PrinCe catalog. That's just me. I know I'm wrong, but that's just me. So I'm not going to review it. If you want me to review it, hit me up, comment below, and I'll think about it. But meanwhile, I'll jump into Rave Un2 The Joy Fantastic. All right, now this album, like I said, was released in 1999, which should have been PrinCe's biggest year ever because of the fanfare around 1999, the album that was released back in the early 80s, which is my personal favorite. I think it's the best album he's ever done. And Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic, oh, that title, my God. Anyways, it was released in 1999, and I honestly believe that PrinCe should have done something more with the 1999 motif behind it, except for that mess, that single that he dumped on us where he re-recorded in 1999 with Dougie Fresh and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I digress. Let's get back on point. Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic. All right, the first single was the title track. Well, it wasn't the first single, but the first song on the album is Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic, and it's a great song. I really like Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic, the title track. It has a nice groove to it. It has kind of like a throwback feel to it as far as the melodies and the rhythm, and also the vocalization. It makes me think of the earlier 1980s type PrinCe, but with 1999, 2000 swag to it, so to speak. The song Dyskinetic, it's a very strong opening track, and I still listen to it to this day. It's a really good song. I have nothing bad to say about Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic, the lead song, because it really is a good song. And the thing about it is that I kind of regret that it wasn't released as the lead single, because I think that the album itself would have done better with this as the lead single. Think about that. Anyways, it's a strong song, a great opening salvo to the LP, followed by Undisputed featuring Chuck Diesel. So after the debacle of Tony M on his just basically ruining everything that he laid his dick beaters on, PrinCe comes back with Undisputed with a real rapper, this time Chuck D from Public Enemy, backing him up on the song. Now, Undisputed, I'm kind of ambivalent about it because the PrinCe part of the song is actually pretty good, even though he's kind of catcalling and trying to be hip hop with it. The hip hop PrinCe really never resonated with me. And it just kind of stuck with me, the things he said and did back during the Black Album, as far as dissing rappers and everything. I always kind of felt a tinge of hypocrisy whenever he delved into hip hop after that. And also, the fact that I'm a huge hip hop fan as well. Obviously, Prince is number one in my heart and soul. He's always going to be my favorite musician, and my favorite choice of music is Prince. But hip hop is a close second. I am a hip hop head. Actually, I did some rapping myself. Actually, released the album and everything. Black, the Jackal. Look it up sometime. I might do a review on it. Anyways, so when Prince went off on hip hop and rap, I always kind of felt kind of sideways about it. I understood where he was coming from, and he was kind of right, to be honest with you. But whenever he delved into rap, I always kind of harkened back to Dead on It. Anyways, the song Undisputed, I'm ambivalent about it because the rap part of it is awful. Absolutely awful. And Chuck D's little verse is just a throwaway verse, and he might have written that thing in 10 seconds. I don't know. But it does nothing to enhance the song. Obviously, it actually drags it down, and it doesn't feel authentic. I don't feel any commitment from Chuck D on this song, because Chuck D is a hip-hop legend, and he can write a strong verse with his eyes closed. So I don't think he was really committed to this. He was just him doing something, I guess, with Prince, the thrill of doing something with Prince, or him. Obviously, Public Enemy is not what it once was. Maybe a chance for him to get back into the limelight a little bit. I don't know. But Undisputed, I don't listen to the song much because of the rap part of it just basically ruins the song. Next up is The Greatest Romance Ever Sold. And this cut was the first single. And it is a solid song. It's a solid R&B, up-tempo, contemporary hit type of a song. And of course he was going for a hit. Unfortunately, the song didn't really resonate with audiences. It charted, but it charted, I think, like 50, 60 something on the charts. It wasn't a huge major hit or anything like that, but it has great melodies, great lyrics. The video is kind of cool. Prince kind of dressed kind of normal in the video. It had the video even had more of an R&B BET type feel to it. So there's a lot to like about that song. The song is a winner, but it just didn't resonate with audiences for whatever reason. But it has some great lyrics, some great verses, and it's a song that I still listen to this day. The chorus is kind of monotonous, and it can weigh on you a little bit because the hook is kind of cheesy. The Greatest Romance Ever Sold. I can do without that title, but overall it is a strong song, and I really can't be too down on it because it does work for me. Might not work for you, but it works for me. All right, next up is a segue. I always skip over the segues. They're useless. I don't like segues. So anyways, let me back up a little bit. All right, now one of the things about this particular LP is that Prince has a lot of guest stars on it. Chuck D, of course, I've mentioned. Next up is Hot With You, featuring Eve. Now, Eve was at the height of her popularity, especially after she did the song with Gwen Stefani, and I forget the name of it, but that hip hop song that was a huge hit for her and what's her name, Gwen Stefani. And Eve is of course the first lady of Def Jam, and she's a decent rapper. She wasn't the best, but she was decent, and her little time at the top was well deserved. Hot With You is a song he did with Eve, and this song fucking sucks. It's fucking awful. It kind of harkens me back to Tony M and his work with Tevin Campbell and people like that. This song is fucking awful. I can't. It kind of reminds me of Lemon Crush, to be honest with you, which is one of the worst songs Prince has ever laid his hands on, and this song is not far behind. Hot With You is a fucking mess of a song. Do not listen to it. Trust me on this. If you've never listened to this song, trust me. Do not listen to it. I'm saving you. Do not listen to Hot With You with Prince featuring Eve. It's a fucking awful song. Okay? Just trust me on this. Next up is Tangerine. Now, Tangerine is kind of a laid-back cut. It really doesn't fit on this album. I have a feeling that he probably did this song years and years ago and maybe just redid it for this particular release. Why? I don't know. It's kind of a nondescript song. It's definitely filler, but it's listenable. I mean, I don't run from the song, but I don't run to it either. Next up is So Far, So Please, featuring Gwen Stefani. Damn, Prince, you was really listening to the radio, weren't you? Not only did he go after E, he went after Gwen Stefani as well. I said, damn, put both of y'all on my record, because you guys got a hot record out. I put you guys on my record. That means my record's going to be hot. Nope. No way. So Far, So Please is just as bad as Undisputed. Not Undisputed, I'm sorry. Hot With You. Oh my God. So Far, So Please, skip it. Trust me, skip it. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just not good. Next up is The Sun, the Moon, and Stars. Now, The Sun, the Moon, and Stars is a great song. One of my favorite songs on this release. And I listen to it often. And one of the things I've noticed about Prince is that on his records, when he does have an awful song, he almost always follows it up with a great song. I think it's on purpose. I think he knows this song is fucking whack. So I gotta put something strong behind it to make whoever's listening kind of forget the bullshit they just heard. But why did you put the song on your record in the first place when you know it's fucking whack? Because this is Prince. I trust Prince. I know Prince knows what he's doing. I know I'm speaking about him in the present tense, but present or past tense, he knew what he was doing. This dude has made so much music in his life. He knows when a song is not working. So I think he consciously or subconsciously knows that, hey, I kind of fucked up on the song. I'm gonna put it on my album anyway. Maybe folks won't notice it, but I'm gonna put a jam after it, and they'll be all right. So The Sun, the Moon, and the Stars is definitely a jam. One of the best songs on this record. It has a nice laid-back, melancholy feel to it. I love the vocalization, the instrumentation, the arrangement. Everything is rock solid and smooth. Next up is Every Day is a Winding Road, featuring Sheryl Crow. It's okay. I like Sheryl Crow. I'm a big Sheryl Crow fan. So I gave the song every opportunity to warm its way into my heart, and it tugged at me a little bit, but it's a nondescript song. It's not a go-to song. I gotta be honest. It's not terrible, but it's not great. You can live without it. Next up is another segue, skip. Next up, Man of War. Once again, is a slow jam. One of the better songs on the release. It's a great song. It's a great slow jam. I love Man of War. What does it follow? It follows Every Day is a Winding Road. Once again, I think he felt kind of sideways about that track, so he follows it up with a stone cold jam like Man of War. Very strong. It's not his. It doesn't go into the pantheon of his greatest slow jams, but it's an honorable mention of some of his greatest slow jams. So Man of War is definitely a bedroom banger. Next up, Baby Knows. Once again with Sheryl Crow. Now I really did like Baby Knows. It's a rock tinged song. It has some harmonica, has a bluesy type of sound to it, and it really works well with Sheryl Crow. I think Prince and Sheryl Crow really made for a good duet, and I'm surprised that they didn't do more work together. I really would have, if they did a duet album together, I'd have been all in on that. I think they really complement each other. Their voices really complement each other as well. Even on Every Day is a Winding Road, like I said, even though it's not a great song, it has some good moments to it. And Baby Knows is a more solid, more focused cut, and it does definitely work with those two together. And sadly, we didn't get more work from them. Next up is I Love You, But I Don't Trust You Anymore, featuring Ani DiFranco, or DeFranco, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care. I say DeFranco, you say DeFranco. Let's call the whole thing off. I Love You, But I Don't Trust You Anymore. It's rock solid, nondescript, nothing special about it. I'm not a big fan of Ani DeFranco, whomever she is. I'm not a big fan of her, so I really didn't focus too much on this song. It's not a bad song. It's nondescript. It's filler. Next up, Silly Game. Now, Silly Game is a nice, it's not a slow jam, but it's a slow tempo song. It has a nice melody to it. That's the thing I remember like most about Silly Game. It has a great melody to it. And the arrangement is good. The lyrics are strong. it's a solid Prince song. It's a solid, fun Prince laid back kind of tune. You know, it kind of reminds me of Strolling or Walk Don't Walk from the Diamonds and Pearls release, and it's a good companion song with one of those. And a lot of times, if I put together a mixtape or whatever, something I'm listening to, I'll include Silly Game along with those tracks, and that's where it generally fits. Next up, Strange But True. Strange But True is strange, and that's true because I don't like it. That's not strange. I guess it is strange. Either way, it's filler. I've listened to it maybe 3 or 4 times. Really can't tell you much about it other than the fact that I don't like it, so you probably won't either. Next up is Wherever You Go, Whatever You Do. Another throwaway track. Nothing wrong with it. It kind of reminds me of Forever in My Life. So if you can imagine that song, this goes along kind of as a good companion with it. Once again, it's not a bad song. It's a good companion piece. Not a go-to song. It's a throwaway. I think it's like an add-on to this particular LP, like as a hidden track. But it's decent. I don't run from it. So you shouldn't either. Give it a listen. I think you'll like it. If it catches you in the right mood, you'll groove to it. But if it doesn't, you know, if you're in the wrong mood, skip this song because it won't do nothing for you to get you out of the mood that you're already in the first place. Next up is 1-800-NEW-FUNK. It's an ad. It's a hidden track. Why? Bye. Skip it. And finally, it's Pretty Man, which is another hidden track on the record. And it's a jazzy type cut. It kind of puts you in the mind of I don't know, a jazzy type cut. I think Maceo was on this with the Maceo Parker's on this track with them. It's a strong track. It has a Madhouse type of feel to it, and I love Madhouse. Whenever Prince did anything jazz related, count me in. And Pretty Man, it has a jazzy feel to it, so count me in. Nothing wrong with it at all. Why it was a hidden track, I don't know, but it shouldn't have been. It's a decent addition to the LP. So there you have it. Rave Un2, The Joy Fantastic. What do I think about it? The album flopped. It kind of came and went. Like I said, it was released in 1999. I think Prince should have come with some really stronger material for 1999 because that was his year, or supposedly should have been his year to really claw his way back to the top and be on the forefront of the pop music scene. But he did not capitalize on it for whatever reason. He did not, and this record really did nothing to enhance it. Now he did release a concert video, Rave Un2 the year 2000, which I watched. I actually watched it on pay-per-view. I forgot how much I paid for it, but it was worth it because it was a damn good concert. And I have the DVD, and I still watch it from time to time. Definitely, it was filmed at Paisley Park, and it's definitely Prince in his element. And I'd highly recommend this over listening to the LP. To be honest with you, Rave Un2 the year 2000. The concert video, cop that instead. As I like to say, if somebody came from the planet Uranus and was asking me about music, what would I tell them to listen to? I would not mention anything from this album except maybe Man of War or Baby Knows, Silly Game. Maybe Pretty Man if you want something that's kind of off the beaten path. Also, Rave Un2 the Joy Fantastic. I mentioned those tracks. The rest I won't say anything about for fear of getting my head blown off or something, or taken back to that planet and served up as dinner. I don't know. So, my major beef with this release is that I think Prince was trying to capitalize on Santana. What Santana did with Supernatural, having all these guest appearances. Supernatural was a great album, and it did great. It sold millions and millions of copies. It really put Carlos Santana back into the consciousness. Young people dug it. Old people dug it. There was something about Supernatural for everyone, and that record was a huge hit. And I think Prince was trying to capitalize on that type of success by having all these guest stars on his record, just like Santana had on Supernatural. And he failed miserably with that because the tracks with those guest artists were awful. The worst stuff on this record is the stuff he did with the other artists, except for Baby Knows with Sheryl Crow. The rest of the stuff is stuff that you can definitely live without. It doesn't belong there. PrinCe is the type of artist, save for a few people, he really works best in his own element when it's him alone. Of course, he had great chemistry with The Revolution, but that was his band, and he was the boss. He was still the man out front, and the stuff he did with them really felt more genuine and more heartfelt, and more, it was love in it. Whereas this stuff here is pandering. He's trying to get a hit, he's trying to make money, and and it's really obvious with the inclusion of Eve and Gwen Stefani. And the song I'm talking about is Let Me Blow Your Mind, the song that Gwen Stefani and what's her name, Eve, had together. That was such a huge hit. That was a great hip-hop song. It was a nice pop hip-hop song. I liked it. But they were hot at that time, so he's trying to capitalize on that popularity by getting them on his record, and it just felt miserably. Hot With You is fucking awful. Damn. And So Far So Pleased was not much better. Undisputed is good, except for the part that they had Chuck D on. And the song with Andy DeFranco, whatever the fuck her name is nondescript. Nothing to it. Damn, man, what were you trying to prove? I don't know. I don't get it. So this record really disappointed me. I still listen to it from time to time. I skip over that bullshit and just listen to stuff where it's just primarily him. Like I said, the only song that I listened to that he did with another artist is Baby Knows with Sheryl Crow. The rest of that stuff is booty whack to me, and I really don't dig it. And it really disappointed me. So with this particular record, you can skip it. You really can. And if you miss anything on this record, you know, it's not going to really impact your PrinCe catalog if you don't have this in your catalog on heavy rotation. I'm sorry to say. But as usual, on every PrinCe record, there are masterpieces. And Man of War, masterpiece. Sun, Moon, and Stars, masterpiece. Silly Game, borderline masterpiece. So there's some really good stuff there that really can, you can really take a listen to. And I'm sorry I neglected to mention that Sun, Moon, and Stars, which is probably my favorite song on this record. Yeah, it's definitely a record that I would recommend to the alien that just landed from Venus. So, what do you think? Hit me up, comment below. Please subscribe. My subscriptions are growing. I need to keep them growing. So please subscribe. I'm getting some dynamite comments from people, and some funny stuff too. One of my listeners, a couple of my listeners, chimed in and said that I smack my lips too much. I promise y'all, I'm working on it. I'm trying. Really, it's a habit. It's a habit I've had for a long time, and old habits are hard to break. I'm kind of like LL, always licking my lips. They so tasty. What can I do? I mean, they taste like butter. What can I? Maybe not butter. They taste like green apple. I don't know. They taste good. So I'm always licking my lips. It's not on purpose. It's just something that I instinctively do. I guess that's why I'm not fit for TV or radio. I can only do a podcast now and again and just annoy people that tune in or subscribe. But I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I'm really trying to curb it. So we might want to start up a smack count. So if you're listening out there, if you want to comment and let me know how many lip smacks you counted, that'll help me out, and I'll try to reduce that number every time. So if you're listening, the people out there that did, I forget your name. I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. But the people that did, I think one of them name was Javon. Well, Javon, if you're listening, man, I'm sorry. Please don't hold it against me. Please keep listening. Please subscribe. Please recommend. Hit me up on Twitter at WhatLonzoThinks. You can email me, whatlonzothinks@gmail.com. I do appreciate your comments and everything. And I apologize for licking my lips. But hey, trust me, if you saw my lips, you want to lick them too. That's nasty. Girls, if you saw my lips, you want to lick them. Okay, where was I? I'm way off track. I digress. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Rave Un2 the Joy Fantastic. I'll be coming back with another review real soon. Please keep it in mind. Hit me up. You can hit me up on Patreon as well. Drop some loot on me. If you do, I do appreciate it. And hey, it's Christmas night. Well, it's after midnight now, so it's actually Christmas. It's Christmas morning. So Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and Happy New Year as well. I don't know why it's always Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, even though they're a week apart. Anyways, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, and Happy New Year and all that good stuff. And I hope Santa Claus gives you everything that you want. Well, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. So, because if a big fat white man tried to squeeze down my chimney, I'm gonna kill him. So, and I think if a white man in a red suit tried to get into your house tonight, you shoot him, you kill him. You know, you definitely, or call the cops or whatever. You definitely wouldn't let him come in. But for some reason, we tell that lie that a big fat white man with flying deer is gonna land on your roof, come down that chimney, and leave you some gifts. Damn, grow the fuck up, please, people. Wow, stop lying to your kids. Don't let that big fat white man in the red suit take credit for your hard work all year round. You work hard to provide for your family and to provide presents for the people that you love. Don't let that dude, that fictional dude, take all your credit. Okay? It's time to get over that. Stop lying to your kids. I never lied to my kids about Santa. I always told them there's no such thing as Santa Claus. I'm fucking Santa Claus. I'm the one who worked hard to get you your swag. And I'll be damned if I let anybody take credit for my hard work, whether it be a white Santa Claus, black Santa Claus, or whom the fuck ever. So keep that in mind. All right? I really got off topic. I really digress. I need a drink. Anyways, let me know what you think. Hit me up. I do appreciate your comments. Happy Christmas to everybody out there. Stay safe. Enjoy your presents. Hug your kids. Hug your wife. Make love to your wife. Make love to your girlfriend. Make love to your boyfriend. Dudes, make love to your dude lover. And what the hell am I talking about? This is what Lonzo thinks. Bye.